Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Della, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about 10 things to do if you are young, black, and broke. Obviously, this is something that has been heavy on my heart because of the current state of our economy. Groceries are high, healthcare is high, gas is $12 a gallon, everything is high. So this is something that it's been on my heart, and I'm like, I need to put this out there. So first I'm going to start the video off talking about some ways to know that you fit in this category, because you might have clicked this video and been like, I'm not broke, but let me see if there's something here I can learn. And then you might find out, oh my gosh, I'm a part of the broke, the broke community. And then I'll try to give you guys some practical ways to get out of this state of being broke. Okay, so first, what you need to know, and obviously if you hear my list of things of how to know you're broke but you're not black, you can obviously benefit from the tips and tricks that I give you. The only reason I put black is because, yes, I am black, obviously, and that's my experience. And also, I feel like financial literacy, financial freedom, financial stewardship is one of the #1 things that can heal our community and heal our people if we can get it in all of our hands in a way that's practical and feels attainable. Okay, so that's the whole reason for naming the video this. And before I get started too, I just want to tell you kind of my style when it comes to talking about finances. I'm not going to be on here teaching you how to be a millionaire, how to buy a jet, how to be a big time business owner making all this money. I feel like although being a millionaire is one of our goals, I feel like there are enough people out here teaching that, and again, not enough people teaching how to steward the day-to-day when you're just struggling to get food on the table, because that's a whole nother thing that we need to walk people through before we get out here talking about investments and, investing in real estate and stock and stuff, which is good, but a lot of us in our community, we just aren't there yet. And as unsexy as this phase is that I'm talking about, you cannot skip over it, okay? So how to know that you are currently broke. Okay, so #1 is you live paycheck to paycheck. So you have enough money to cover all of your expenses, but maybe that last week or those last few days, you're sitting here waiting on your check so that you can eat or so that you can have a little extra. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm very, very pregnant, and so the heartburn is real. But listen, do not accept this as a way of life. That's not normal. Living paycheck to paycheck is not normal. You have not arrived just because you can pay your bills month to month, but you're still waiting on the next check. I don't care how big your house is. I don't care how fancy your car is. If you live in paycheck to paycheck, you are part of the broke people club, okay? #2, you have no savings. That kind of goes with the last topic I was talking about, but you have no savings. This includes college, this includes emergency savings, this includes just savings. If you don't have a savings account, you are still a part of the broke community. And #3, you have no assets. You don't own anything. You have no assets, you have no investments. So again, I'm not talking about income. There are people, especially sadly in the black community, that have high incomes but are still broke. If you have no assets or investments, you are broke. #4, moving on to more obvious things, are that you cannot cover your month-to-month expenses, your bills. You have to borrow money. You put things on a credit card because you are out of actual cash flow in your account. Or #5, you have more money. #5, you have more money in your closet than you do in your account. Here's what I mean by that. The clothes that you spend money on, that you buy, there's more worth in that than in your savings account. So you have all these name brand Jordans or whatever in your closet. You add those up, that's way more than what you have in savings. You're broke, okay? And #7, this one might sound weird, but you don't have health insurance. You don't have things that actually like, you don't have real health insurance or things like that, because you're like, oh, I'll opt out of that so I can have more cash flow. If you are having to opt out of health insurance in order to afford your car note, you cannot afford your car note. Okay, so now on to the 10 things that you're going to do if you're in this community, if these things that I just listed applies to you. Number one, you are going to acknowledge where you are right now. And so I know you're going to acknowledge, hey, all those apply to me. So I am currently a part of the Broke People Club. And so you're going to acknowledge that. And a lot of people say, no, don't do that because there's power in your words. You don't want to speak that over your life. And I agree. There's power in our words. But I said right now, because here's the deal. If you take the time to actually say, those apply to me, this is the reality of my life right now, you just doing that puts you in another category of people, because most people don't slow down to acknowledge that this is actually where they are. They are just living a pretend life like they're somewhere else until tragedy or crisis happens and they're forced to realize the situation of their finances. So if you voluntarily acknowledge this is where I am right now, it is such a powerful experience. I remember personally hitting this point one day where I was like, I am too smart. And, you know, I have a degree, that doesn't matter, but I've had the education. That's the important part more than the degree. But I'm just too smart to be this broke. And so once I acknowledged that, there was so much freedom in that. So you're going to be honest with yourself about your current situation. Number two, you're going to take it even a step further besides just acknowledging it, and you're going to do the work. So I know I'm throwing things at you like crazy in this video, and I'm only scraping the surface. I promise I'll do follow-up videos. But I just want to get this all out there in case this is the only video that you can watch. Number two, you're going to write down all of your expenses, okay? So this is the part of acknowledging where you are. Write down all of your expenses, monthly expenses, and then you're going to write down all your debts on another page and then look at how much those are monthly, because that's the only way you're going to know where you actually are, okay? If you have a spouse, y'all are going to do that together. On top of that, you're going to assess, this is how much we actually make. You'll be surprised how many people don't know how much income they actually bring in. They think they make one thing, but they're bringing in another. Number three, you're going to create and keep a budget. There's a lot of ways to do this. There's a lot of people teaching on this. If you want to see how we do it, we keep it real simple because that's the only way we're able to follow it. But you're going to create and keep a budget. You are going to become the most disciplined person that you know. Once you immerse yourself into this community, into people who are focused on their finances, you'll find how you will become bold in the fact that you currently can't afford it right now. And I always add right now because this is a very temporary state. And number four, you're going to begin to pay off debt. Again, lots of teachers out there to show you how to pay off debt, but you're going to do it, okay? I like the snowball method where you're stacking them up and paying it little by little and crossing it out on the line. I like that. But you're going to pay off debt, okay? You're going to pay off debt. So the next things that I'm going to list again they may seem unconventional, but it's because you have to get creative when you're in this state where you realize, wow, I don't make enough. I am broke. I'm in a financial hole. I got to almost create money out of nowhere. And again, each of these I will try to do another video and go more in depth on them. But for now, I'm just scraping the surface. Number five, you're going to have to find a way to cut expenses, okay? So if you looked at step number 3 and number 4 and you realized, oh my gosh, we have no wiggle room, some things are going to have to change, okay? Listen to me when I say this. No matter how much money you make, if you don't get control of your expenses, right, and get on that budget like I was talking about, you will always be broke. Okay, so this video is not just for people making $20,000 a year. This is for people making 6 figures and still broke. You are going to have to cut your expenses, okay? Number 6, you're going to have to cut your living costs because this could be the most expensive thing that you have. This is another reason why I wanted to make this video specifically for Black people, is because a lot of us do not start off life with someone leaving us a house or someone gifting us a down payment for a home, or the gift and the grace of being able to stay home right after graduation and kind of figuring life out or saving up money. A lot of us don't get that. And so that's a whole nother video of itself, the whole poverty curse of kicking our kids out at 18. That's another video for another day. But a lot of us do not start life off like that. So you are going to have to get creative with your living expenses, especially if you are not a high earner and you're wanting to get out of the situation, the current situation that you are in. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of house hacking. Do you have a basement that someone can live in? Does someone else have a basement that you can live in? Can you live with someone? We're gonna have to work on our relationships, because we cannot continue to let our living situations keep us broke. Okay, can you live in a hood, quote unquote, right? Because there are so many safe places that some people just do not desire to live in because of the way they look, or because, let's be honest, they're predominantly black. So maybe you can get creative with that for a season. Guys, we are done impressing people with where we live. That's so dumb. We're done with that. Okay, we're done with that in 2022. We done with that. We're also done. Leads me to number 7. We're also done impressing people with what we wear. Like in 2022, we're impressing people with our minds. Okay, we're not. So number 7, you are going to adapt, and this is specifically again for our people, because we love to wear our money. That's another video. You are going to adapt a very simplistic style, and you can look nice and not go broke. Okay, you're going to adapt a very simplistic style. Okay, you're going to focus more on your health, right? Because that'll make you look better in your clothes, more confident in your clothes. But yes, you're going to adapt a simple style. Your clothes. We're not spending money on clothes and trying to impress people. We're not doing that no more. Okay, number 8. You are about to become the DIY king and queen. This is another unpopular opinion. Let people specialize. Yes. One day I will go sit in a chair and get my hair and my nails done. Right now I will not, because I have not reached the mark that I want to reach financially before I go investing in all of that. A lot of us can easily spend $300 to $500 a month on grooming, getting our hair done, our nails done, our eyebrows, our eyelashes. You're going to learn how to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to take whenever you have slower times at work or the weekends or whatever, you're going to play with, how to figure out how to do your nails, how to braid your hair, how to do some ponytail. And we can do all that on this channel, but you're going to learn. YouTube is amazing. You can do this. You can take the time to do it, because while you're broke, time may be the thing that you have the most resource, maybe the thing that you have the most of, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying you got to do all the things, right? You may not be able to cut your own yard, whatever. But what you can do because again, we're creating money out of nowhere, you need to start doing. Cut your hair. We do that, okay? So you're going to learn. It may not be amazing, but what's going to be amazing is not being broke anymore, okay? Number 9, you're going to treat restaurants, fast food places, Uber Eats, all the things like the cancer that they are. They are killing your money and they are killing your body, okay? So I understand that the way that we live, especially as Americans, is so fast, and so this is not practical to go cold turkey on. So I'll find hacks and stuff. I'll share like little hacks that we use, especially as being like a larger family, to kind of get around this. But y'all, now more than ever, you cannot be throwing your money out the window, okay? Number 10, you're going to steward your time like it's money, because it is. Listen to me. If you don't have kids, if you are single, there's no reason why you shouldn't have another job, 2 jobs, or a job and a half when you're broke. You don't need as much relaxation and leisure time as you think you do. You don't need extra time off on the weekend so that you can go spend money you do not have. You don't need that. This is just a season. Get that through your head. So if you're single, or even if you're not single, you have a family, but y'all are broke and you need to do something extra, earn more income. Earn more and then steward that. A lot of us, if we would tighten up on our time, we'll find that we have more time to, one, either do some of the things that I listed that you're going to DIY by yourself, or make more income, have a side hustle. A side hustle, in order for something to be called a side hustle, y'all, you got to make money from it. And I know that y'all like, Della, we know this. No, you got to be making money from it, okay? Figure it out. You can do it. Again, I know this information can feel like you're just drinking from a water hydrant, or just like a massive amount of information, but I'm just so passionate about this. I'm tired of seeing our young men go to prison because they get desperate, because they feel like there's no other way to make it out here, or women in toxic relationships just because they want a little help financially. Like, it breaks my heart to see us suffer. It really does. And so I'm committed to pulling back the curtain on our lives and being more transparent and showing y'all the day-to-day of how we steward things. We have not made it. We have not arrived. We are in the trenches with you, which I think is powerful, because I'm not just pulling this stuff out of my behind or just saying something that I did 20 years ago. We are in the trenches with you. So I know that everybody doesn't have, you know, direct examples in front of them. And so I just want to show you. So you guys need to tell me, what is it that you need to see? We assume everybody knows that. Do you need to see how to raise kids on a budget? Do you need to see how we do our budget? How do we do our eating? All the things. Because I want us to start having these conversations in our community. We don't often talk about this at the table, but it's time. It's time, because I don't want us to be in vulnerable situations when things happen, like the crisis we just came out of with COVID. A lot of us suffered. It can all be pointed back to finances. So I love you guys. If this sounds like something that would be helpful for you, be sure that you're subscribed. Be sure that I think you have to still hit the bell. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but let me know to talk to me so I can not waste your time or my time, and I can know what are the conversations that we need to have so that we can support each other and we can all make it out here. I love you guys. Bye.